Lately, the topic of discussion has been whether or not it's constitutional to deploy military personnel for elections. Now, this was also the focus of a motion during the week. This was the scene at the proceedings of the House of Representatives. The day had started calmly. Tensions, however, rose when the report of a joint committee was to be presented. The report was on a motion urging the federal government not to deploy the military during the general elections.
The Armed Forces Act, Cap A20, Laws of the Federation 2004, is an act of the National Assembly made pursuant to Section 218, subsection 4 of the Constitution, which provides that, I quote, the National Assembly shall have power to make laws for the regulation of A, the powers exercisable by the President as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federation, unquote. The Act placed no impediment on Mr. President's way in his exercise of his powers to determine the operational use of the armed forces.
The chairman of the House Committee on Rules and Business was still reading the report when the first point of order was raised.
The objection raised by Honorable Karimi was that the case was pending in court. And that is what was referred to the committee. Now we have the chairman of Business and Rules actually debating. He's actually debating the motion by going to Section 217.
His objection was, however, overruled.
This motion by Honorable Gavel is effectively caught in the cobweb of the Constitution and the House Standing Orders, and consequently should and must end its legislative adventure at this point of its trip. The chair may wish, therefore, to sustain the point of order.
The Speaker, in his wisdom, referred the issue to the committees on judiciary, justice, and business and rules. They have done their work, and the presentation by the chairman of Committee on Rules and Business, in his own words, captures the decision of these committees. I therefore am guided to sustain this order.
This ruling led to a rowdy session. The sergeant-at-arms watched the maze closely as emotions boiled over. Eventually, when order was restored, other points of order were raised.
You cannot come to it's a matter of public information. If there is an appeal, if there is a case, get the certified true copy and bring it to the House. You cannot just come and say a matter is in court.
My brother knows that there is a court case in respect of this subject matter. I have a copy of it here. I give it to you. Hold on, please. We don't need to shout. I will give it to you. The suit number is ID stroke. Please take the number down. ID stroke ADRO stroke 12 stroke 2015. I will give you a copy of it.
The Deputy Speaker then appealed for calm, but his appeal was ignored. Eventually, lawmakers of the All Progressives Congress walked out of the legislative chambers.
But we'll go back to the House and we will raise our motion again. We will raise our motion again. Because this thing will not die.
Yes, sir.
No matter whichever way, however they attempt to do it, it will not die. It is unfortunate that we have a deputy speaker who sees himself as a deputy speaker of a party, compared to a speaker who sees himself as the speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The report purportedly given by Sam Sokwa cannot stand in law or even in fact, because even by his own admission, he did not seek for any evidence, because the point of order that was raised on the motion of the majority leader, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, was that the matter was in court and as such we cannot discuss it.
They then walked back into the chamber where they went on to oppose most of the matters being considered on the floor till plenary was adjourned for the day. The next day, the House reconvened with the Speaker, Honorable Aminu Tambuwal, presiding. And once again, the minority leader raised a point of order.
I, together with my members of my caucus, addressed the press conference. The press conference, amongst other things, had to do with the conduct and the manner with which the presiding officer of yesterday conducted the proceedings on the floor. At that point, I referred to the Deputy Speaker as acting like the Deputy Speaker of a political party as opposed to the Deputy Speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, this 7th Assembly stands out amongst other assemblies in the past of being unified, being together, being rancor-free. Unfortunately, we are at the tail end to the end of this session, and perhaps rightly so, politics has somehow crept in. But I don't feel, as a leader in this House, and as the leader of the opposition, I do not feel that we should heighten the political tension in the House. I think we should try as much as we can and as best as we can to continue to tolerate each other and have that mutual understanding that we are all in this together. And it is on that note that I would like to withdraw that portion of the statement that describes Honorable Emeka Ihedioha as the Deputy Speaker of a political party. And I hereby withdraw that statement.
In his response, Speaker Aminu Tambuwal encouraged lawmakers to work for the good of the country and always put Nigeria above any other interest when discussing matters in the parliament.
Please, this is the time that the Nigerian democracy and indeed the Nigerian nation needed even more a united House of Representatives more than ever before, a united National Assembly more than ever before. These challenges are very obvious and they are very clear. So please, as much as possible, we should de-emphasize our partisanship when we are addressing national issues. Please, I beg of us to continue to always place Nigeria's interest before any other political interest or any other interest when we are discussing or deliberating on matters before this parliament.